and welcome to Besterday, where nostalgia reigns supreme. I'm Bianca, and I'm the ultimate 90s baby. I know I've been gone for a while. I've been on vacation, but I am back, and I'm ready to talk my second favorite boy band. But before we get started, I want to introduce my co-host, and her name is...
Hey, everyone. This is Tina Zhu. I am a web content manager at Fuse. And I'm excited to talk about Backstreet Boys today.
And he also co-host K-Stop.
Yes. I'm a co-host of K-Stop with Jeff Benjamin. And it feels a little weird to not be talking about K-pop for once.
Yeah, isn't that strange? Because like you're always in that world.
Always, yeah.
Well, this is still pop, so it's not too far off. But as you guys know, Besterday is a podcast where we reminisce on songs that had your heart, the movies that made you laugh, and everything pop culture from the 80s to the early aughts. So think life-size Barbies. Have you had one when you were younger?
Life-size Barbie? No.
Yeah, I had a huge one. Looking back, it was kind of scary because it was literally the same height as me, and like she would always look at me in the corner. I mean, this is why I don't like dolls to this day.
It's I feel creepy. Like if like the lights weren't on, it was just like looking at you, that'd be a little...
Yeah, it's not fun. But what are some other like 90s things? Baby bottle pops.
Yes.
Warheads. I loved Warheads.
Warheads are dope.
Yeah.
Bop It?
Yeah. I never had a Bop It. I wish I did so I could like punch my brother. When Sorry if you're listening. But
when you were like in the zone with Bop It, it was like...
You're about that Bop It
life. Yeah, I was about that life.
I wonder if they still sell them. I'm going to look this up later. Just to,
it was such a basic game too, but like once you got going, like
I missed out. My parents didn't let me do it.
I never had like easy bake ovens or anything. I felt like that was like the ultimate like
I never had one either. I had a lot of like doll houses and like Barbies and stuff, but I never did like the easy bake oven. But
yeah, that was next level.
Yeah, I wasn't there yet.
Nope.
But guys, make sure to hashtag Besterday on Twitter and Instagram and wherever your heart desires. And definitely rate us on iTunes and follow myself, Bianca and Rogue, on Twitter. And what's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Don't forget 3 A's.
3 A's.
It's funny, every time a guest comes on here, they either have like an extra letter in their name
or like some
like 2 underscores.
Yeah.
And I have to like make sure
it's like
I
extra
get it right.
Hell.
Yeah.
Well, someone took the one without 3 A's.
Oh, no.
So had to settle for 3 of them.
Curse you, whoever that person is. All right, guys. So we are going to get in this week in history. All right. First up, August 6, 1972, Ginger Spice was born.
Woo, Ginger Spice.
Yeah, she wasn't my favorite Spice Girl.
I don't know if I really had a front runner for favorite.
Yeah, Posh was my girl.
Posh,
I loved Posh because she was just so nonchalant and in her own zone. Such a diva.
She was bored.
Still a diva till this day. On August 6, 1988, Yo MTV Raps premiered on MTV, obviously. That was a classic show. August 7, 2007, High School Musical 2 aired on the Disney Channel. And if you guys didn't know, well, you should if you read Fuse.tv, I interviewed the VP of Disney Soundtracks, and he talked about High School Musical 2, like the 10th anniversary. So you guys check that out.
That's right.
Yeah. That was really fun. And this is my personal favorite. August 8th, 1976, which was yesterday, was JC's birthday. His 41st birthday. My favorite boy band member of all time.
Really?
You guys know this, yeah.
Really?
I'm obsessed with him. Okay. I talk about him on Twitter. Like,
were you obsessed
day.
with him during his some girls like other girls?
Yeah,
era?
Some Girls
or
Dance
some
with
shit?
Women. Yeah. I mean, that was a dark moment.
Okay.
But
I mean, he has other redeeming qualities, of course.
Yeah, like he's an amazing. I mean,
yeah,
I don't want to.
He was obviously like my, I guess, second favorite in sync.
Yeah,
he was always like, I was always on the fence between JT and JC. So
no, JC is like top. He's
a
man. And today, actually, August 9th, 1963, is Whitney Houston's birthday. And we're celebrating all of her glory on Fuse TV right now, which is awesome. August 10, 2002, Lisa Marie Presley and Nick Cage got married. I don't even remember this happening. This is a strange moment in time. I do remember them
together, though.
Yeah, I don't think it lasted that long. I mean, such an odd couple. Moving on, August 11th, 1991, another one of my favorites. Nickelodeon aired the first episodes of Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
Classics.
Yes.
And lastly, August 12th, 1981, IBM released their first personal computer. Wow, back in the 80s.
80s, yeah.
I feel old. Jesus.
I barely made that 80s cut. 89.
Oh, yeah, I'm 91. I wasn't even... No, that's not my era.
Decade.
I know. All right, guys. So we are going to get in nostalgic news, and of course, as I've been talking about for at least the last like 2 months, Disney has been annoying me with all of these reboots and remakes. But I still have to talk about it because that's what you guys love. All right. So Alfre Woodard, she's going to be part of the Lion King reboot, and she will be voicing. Sarabi, Simba's mom.
That cast is stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Donald Glover is playing Simba.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing back James Earl Jones to play Mufasa, which is dope.
Right.
I don't want to say his name wrong, but it's Chiwetel, I believe. He's playing Scar.
Mm-hmm.
And Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner, they're playing Timon and Pumbaa, which is perfect.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the movie. I mean, Well, I think they'll do it justice because Jon Favreau, he's the one who directed Jungle Book, the live action one. So I feel like he'll do it justice with Lion King. But it's just like at this point, how many reboots do we need, people?
I actually believe it or not, I don't think I've seen any of the reboots.
What?
I haven't seen Cinderella. I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. I actually just haven't seen a movie in a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see Beauty and the Beast either, but that was never my favorite.
Yeah, that ranks very low.
So I was like, I don't want to see it, but I think I definitely want to see Lion King when it comes out.
I'm waiting for the Mulan cast. Yes. I will watch. I'm excited for Mulan and Aladdin.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Aladdin, they found their Jafar, and he's
fine
AF. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I was like, I might be Team Jafar now. Shit.
Right? Because when they first put out the the Aladdin, the guy's name is Mina, and I was like, oh, he's cute.
He's cute. He's kind of regular. Yeah. He's cute.
But then I saw Jafar. I was like, oh.
But I guess that kind of fits the whole persona of Jafar.
Yeah, like very
bad
seductive and like dark, and mysterious.
Right.
Yeah. So the guy's name, the actor, is Marwan Kenzari, and he is beautiful. Guys, please look him up and get your life because he is gorgeous. And Nasim Pedrad is actually going to be in the movie as well from SNL. She's going to be playing a new character who is Jasmine's friend.
Gotcha.
So they're introducing like new characters in the movie.
So no updates on Jasmine's casting, correct?
They released that a few weeks ago, but what's her name?
Oh, they confirmed it?
Yeah. Oh, Naomi Scott.
Oh,
she's gonna be Jasmine. She's not. She just looks nothing like Jasmine. She doesn't look any type of Middle Eastern or anything.
Really?
But I think she is half. She's half Middle Eastern. I forgot what country, but she looks more white. So that was like kind of a controversy because people were like, "Well, she doesn't really fit the casting," but whatever. But yeah, and she was in Power Rangers, so that was like her huge, like big break.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited for this one too because I think Aladdin is my second favorite Disney movie after Lion King.
Okay.
So I'm ready for this. Yeah,
it's definitely top 5 for me.
Yeah, it's Lion King, Aladdin, and then Pocahontas. Those are my like
Pocahontas
trifecta.
Yes, yeah. I loved Notre Dame or The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I feel like that one's very, very underrated.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
easily overlooked.
I had all like the stickers and stuff around my room.
Yeah. Esmeralda was a bad bitch.
Hello,
she was bad.
She gorgeous.
Her.
Yeah,
loved her.
Disney, maybe think about doing a Hunchback of Notre Dame live action.
Yeah.
All right. And next up, let's talk about some TRL. I know you guys talked about it on your last K-Stop episode.
We did. We talked about it in the context of whether there's a potential for including K-pop since it is, a different scene now. And just with everything that's so easily viral, K-pop goes viral very easily. So I guess ideally to reflect the current industry and landscape, it'd be dope if they could include K-pop, but with language barriers and just the whole logistics of it may or may not work, or MTV or Viacom is more of I want to say they're more traditional conservative in terms of maybe what they
are
want to do and are willing to do. So I guess we'll see what
it'll be interesting to see, like, if they want to expand their horizons, because I was talking about this with a friend actually, and I was like, there aren't a lot of huge pop stars. I mean, you had the Beyoncés or Rihannas, but it's who would they cast for TRL? Like,
for the crazy fangirl fandom.
Yeah, it's like, because One Direction is broken up. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they could get Harry Styles on the show, I guess. But
the Wanted and
it's like
One
that
Direction
era is over.
Yeah,
so
that's past. So,
like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like who they bring on. I'm thinking the girl that shall not be named, Halsey, because her fan base is like huge.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of. I guess Fifth Harmony. That's always a good grab. But yeah, we're not in the era of like even like the mid 2000s where there was such a huge like resurgence
and
of like groups
and the genres
and
aren't as separated anymore. It's so genres are so like
it's blended.
They're so blended now, and it's not so black and white.
Yeah.
So it's not just, pop artists and they stay in their lanes.
Exactly. So we shall see. The reboot is going to premiere on October 2nd. So you have a little bit of time to kind of see what MTV has up their sleeve with that one.
Indeed. I'm stoked.
And last but not least, this one caught me off guard. The Karate Kid is making a comeback.
You see, I actually never like mess with Karate Kid, so that like triggers nothing for me.
You never watched the movie?
I've seen bits of it. I know like the characters, but I
it's like one of the best movies of all time.
If you ask me like anything about it, I like would not know.
Okay, here's
like,
your homework. When you go home, this is your homework. Go watch Karate Kid and get your life, because it's it's a classic.
Like other than obviously like the actors, I don't really know.
Gosh,
I know. I'm like,
what are you doing?
She's looking at me like, get out now. You do not belong on my podcast.
My God, it's such a good movie. But in any case, it's going to be returning as a 10-episode comedy series with all of the original cast members like Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. And I think it's going to be, it's being picked up by YouTube Red, which is annoying because who actually subscribes?
I was about to say.
Why are they
interesting platform
Netflix?
Choice.
Like, no one, who is paying for YouTube Red? Let's talk about that real quick.
Let's hope there's a trial period.
Yeah, because I'm not going to spend my hard-earned
There's
coins
too many.
on
There's
Red.
too many freaking platforms.
Yeah, they really should have put it on Netflix. But if you guys are interested, it's going to be premiering next year. So there is that. All right, guys, you ready for this? We're talking about Backstreet Boys. Okay, so before we get into this, you guys know that I'm a huge NSYNC fan. So
as am I. As am I. Let's not get it twisted.
I'm very biased. Like, I put NSYNC above.
I do too.
Life.
In the big picture, I will always be Team NSYNC.
Yeah.
This album in particular, though, it's like it was the first cassette tape I ever bought. Yeah, like with my own money, like all $7.99 plus tax.
I love that you remember the price.
Yeah,
and
it's like,
so cute.
and I had it in like a Kobe Walkman.
Wow,
that was the first like portable music device I ever owned. I proudly walked to the bus stop with it. So it was like, it like really was a big part of, growing up and getting into top 40 music. And obviously NSYNC didn't come until a little bit later.
Yeah, they came out like the year after.
Yeah. So obviously they snatched me to their team later. But when this was happening at the height of it, I was all for it. I was there.
All right. I'm trying to think the first time that I heard the Backstreet Boys. I think you know what? I don't think it was with, to give you guys context, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of their debut album, but it was Millennium that got me hooked to Backstreet Boys.
Right. I feel like Millennium was that album that catapulted them.
Yeah.
This album it's like what, certified like 14, 15 times platinum.
Yeah, it's like,
and like
it
holds its own
record.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Millennium was definitely, I think, their peak though.
Yeah, that was that was TRL era too.
Right. So,
but I remember seeing, videos with like Quit Playing Games in My Heart and As Long As You Love Me on like VH1 back in the day. And I was like,
Quit Playing Games With My Heart was a mess. Like even Kevin was
Lord.
like, yo, that's not what we wanted the American audience to see us debut with.
They were like, I mean, Kevin's old AF, but there were the rest of the guys, they were like, what, 16, 17, like having water, like throw it on them and try to be seductive. Like little Nick Carter, he was like 15 years old.
Yeah, that was. And I always think about how that dynamic must have been so strange, given Kevin was, I think, maybe 23.
Yeah, he was older.
Like imagine being like a recent grad, like,
and you're like with all these prepubescent
and
kids.
This kid's like 15 and he's also the like the heartthrob center of the group. That dynamic is so weird.
So strange.
And he's like mad tall too, and his abs are like all defined.
I'm like picturing the video right now. It's just that was a weird time.
He was just always like everyone's like, that dude's mad old.
Even with Show Me the Medium being lonely. I mean, this came out after, but I remember watching the video. I was like, Kevin does not belong.
No, and like he always had facial hair, and like when he didn't have facial hair, that was really weird too.
It was strange. It was so Kevin, I love you, but that was a strange moment in time.
Oh man.
But so you became a fan when the first album came out, right?
Yes, I actually surprisingly I actually remember the first time I ever heard a Backstreet Boys song. I don't know,
where was it? Like
it was regular as hell. It was I was in my friend's car. Her mom was driving. Radio was on.
Yeah,
that started playing, and I was like, oh man, I think I've heard this, in the background somewhere at a store, and then finally hearing it in a car.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. I thought Quit Playing Games With My Heart, it was like the catchiest thing ever.
Yeah.
I loved it and I was hooked. And and then I guess like this was back when those J14 teen mags, whatever.
And like, was it M magazine or Q? One like single letter magazine.
Yeah, J. I don't know, but there was a bunch of those.
Was it Teen Beat?
Yeah, Tiger Beat or something.
Tiger Beat. That's what it was. Yeah.
So that definitely increased the hype. My dad would take me to Barnes and Noble, and I would just be by the magazine rack,
so cute,
picking the one with the best posters in the middle. So that would be because I was allowed to buy one.
Okay, so you had to make your decision. I had to make wisely.
Wise decision. And so I had to pick the one where like, because they were reversible posters, right? So I had to make sure both sides were like, on point to make it more worth my $4 or some shit. So and I just remember like that cover is still so iconic to me. And like I had the cassette, and it's funny because on Wikipedia, you know how they list the track listings, right? And usually like most of these are on CD, right? But this one, because it was released originally on cassette, first of all, it's funny they had like CD listing, US version, international version, and then cassette side A, cassette side B.
That is a throwback. Oh my God.
And I like forgot even like where the cutoff was for side B and whatever. But and I just remember spending so much time rewinding because I just loved some of the tracks, so I had to like rewind back to re-listen, and those were the days when everything was so manual.
Oh, for sure.
So like rigorous.
Did you ever have to like record songs on the radio?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. That was mad bootleg.
If this DJ talks one more time in this song.
Yeah. Or like he'll come in early before the ending.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, thank you for listening. I'm like, motherfucker, like I'm not done recording. So my like, and of course like tapes, they were, for someone who's 8 or 9, I didn't have the money to buy all the tapes. So always recorded like the random singles from 90 Degrees and NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney. So it would just be like mad janky. Like the first few and the last few seconds were never in the recording. Yeah.
It's just
they were like fading in and out.
Kids don't know the struggles that we have to go through.
Such a struggle. And then I could like, you had to like kind of keep track of like where it was on the tape because if you want to listen to it and fast forward or whatnot. So oh my gosh.
All right, so we're going to actually break down all the songs from the debut album, which came out on August 11th, 1997. All right, so first up, We've Got It Going On.
We've got it going on. Oh, man.
I love this song.
Throwback Max Martin, back when he was kind of unknown, right?
Yeah,
like up and coming.
Because I think Max Martin got his big break when like Baby One More Time came out 2 years later.
Right.
But since like during this time, he was still like pretty under the radar. But like the majority of this album is mainly ballads, and I think We've Got It Going On is like one of the few like upbeat, catchy songs. And I think it was very smart to intro the album with that. So that was a good decision.
And I forgot that was technically a single, but stateside it wasn't that big of a hit. When it was released, you know, in Europe, I think it was a much bigger hit. Yeah,
because I've always noticed this, even with like NSYNC's debut album and like Christina's and Britney's, all of the dancier tracks are always bigger in like Europe.
That kind of makes sense, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they just have better taste than us, clearly. Next up is Quit Playing Games with My Heart. This is actually my favorite Backstreet Boys song of all time.
Okay, that's fair. Song. This was my first love because it was the first Backstreet Boys song I ever heard. And it's so strange to me that, not strange, just interesting that this is also Max Martin. Yeah. Like the first 3 tracks are all from Max Martin and just shows like how versatile of a writer and producer he is.
Yeah. And I love Nick's part in the song. That's just classic, the classic moment.
So I didn't know this, but the original version didn't have Nick in it. It was all Brian, and I think that was on the international version of this album, which was released first.
Yeah.
And they re-recorded it to put Nick in. So your boy almost was not on this track.
What? The more you know, people.
I guess they had to do that, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my God, I'm gonna look up the Brian only version.
Because I bet that sounds good too.
Oh, for sure. Brian was
his vocals are just smooth.
Oh, amazing. Actually, let's talk about all of the members real quick. AJ was my favorite.
Really?
Yes. Till this day, AJ is my favorite one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. What was your ranking?
Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
AJ, Brian, Nick, Kevin, Howie. Howie was so basic.
I feel so bad because Howie was actually originally the front man vocalist.
Yeah, he was.
And sang all of the verses. And of course they realized he's not bankable.
Yeah.
So he was, kind of shoved to the back, and I know he always low key resented it. Not the group, but just the situation.
I mean, that's how it was back in the day. They wanted, more of like the teen heartthrob.
Right.
All that. But yeah, Howie has a really great voice. People don't really give him a lot of credit for that.
The way on I Want It That Way, he was like, my fire.
So dramatic.
Oh man, no, I still remember that.
Yeah, that was great. Kevin is a great singer too. He has more of like a baritone voice. Like, and
very deep voice.
I love Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely, but he has like a very like commanding, like, dark.
Definitely.
I love it. Yeah, and he didn't really utilize his vocals as much as he should have. I think.
Yeah,
but
it's funny because I was thinking about this. My favorite member was Nick Carter, hands down, like 80%, 90% of the girls probably. He was like the first white boy I ever wanted to marry. I was like, Mom, this is happening. This is happening, Mom. And Brian was always a close second.
Yeah.
I always loved his voice more. Nick, I think about him, like his voice like really was a little shrill for me at times.
It was kind of high pitched.
He was
kind of like the Justin of that group, like very, because JT back in the day has a very high voice.
He balanced it out. It was a lot more velvety.
Yeah.
But if they were to debut now with the same material, and like everything was the same, but me like in this current
like more mature
mindset, I think either Kevin or I think it'd be Kevin and Brian would be the top two. 'Cause Kevin's much more like low key and sensible, and like not like he's not broy, for the most part.
True. Yeah.
So I think I would like him more.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and he's actually really good looking.
Yeah, he's very attractive. I must say. Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But AJ's still my guy because he's such a badass. Like Yeah, and he had the very like raspy, grungy voice, which I love.
Yeah,
and he
his
could
voice
sing
was
his
really
ass
nice.
off. Yeah. I think between AJ and Brian, those were the best singers.
AJ was so talented. Yes. He did like ballet when he was like in elementary school, and then his mom enrolled him in tap dance because I guess like the tights thing kind of like weirded him out after a while.
No wonder he could dance so well in all the videos.
He's such a good dancer, and like I think a lot of people don't realize how talented he really is. Just like just well rounded.
King. And he and Brian also wrote a lot of the lyrics too as they went older. All right, so get back into the track listing. As Long as You Love Me. That's a classic Backstreet Boys song.
Yes, that's definitely like top 5 ever.
Was this the video where they were like doing the choreography on the chairs?
Yes, and they were auditioning.
Yeah.
That their videos are so freaking corny. I didn't know what was happening half the time, but
compared to NSYNC, who had bomb videos, but
NSYNC did have really bomb videos. Yes, I will say, yeah.
All right, Backstreet's back. All right.
That video is like, speaking of like wild videos,
right?
I was just watching it. I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? Nick was straight up. He had like, he was bandaged all up, like full on mummy,
and like AJ had
humping
like
half
an eye or something.
Yeah, AJ had like a half a mask on. AJ actually looked the most normal of all of them. Brian was like a werewolf, doing backflips.
What?
Howie was a vampire.
Yeah. What was Kevin? I forgot.
Kevin was like a creepy magician with like scaly skin and like a top hat.
Yeah.
And like bifocals or something. I don't know.
That was a weird video.
It was very weird, but the dance was iconic.
Yes. They broke it down real well.
I love I love the bridge, how it was just instrumentals for the extended version at least.
Yeah.
But who doesn't mess with the extended version? I don't know.
Extended versions are usually better than
I don't
the original.
know anything but the extended version for that song.
Am I original?
Also, I never figured out why Nick asked, Am I sexual? That don't make
and everybody was
sense.
Like, yeah.
That makes no damn sense. What do you mean?
They all backed him up, though.
Of course you're sexual. Are you not?
I mean, I definitely put that. I have like a most like sexual boy band lyrics, like very provocative, and I included that one because I was like,
I think at the time it was supposed to be sexy, but I look back now, I think it doesn't make sense.
What? Like, why would you ask someone?
Am I sexual?
Like, it's just an awkward lyric.
You would say, "Am I sexy?"
Yeah,
but am I just grammatically? Am I sexual? Does not make sense. And I just could not take him seriously when he was like in his little coffin and like
it was just weird.
And he was like dancing as a mummy, and he had his mummy backup dancer.
I need to rewatch this video and get my life.
I was cracking up at my desk.
My God, mid-90s videos were just.
But at the time, we were like, "This is dope."
The best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was I will say that was probably their most elaborate music video.
Yeah, that one and Larger Than Life. I think those are the two because they were like
that one was extra,
hella extra.
Yes.
Next up is All I Have to Give. Another class. This album
good.
had a lot of classic ballads.
So good.
Yeah.
That one was really underrated as well.
AJ had a shining moment on that song. Just pointing that out. Anywhere for You.
That's like, okay, low key one of my
favorites.
Really? It's a deep cut, but it's corny as hell. It's probably lyrics
That's what I was
wise.
gonna say. I'm not a fan of it.
It's corny as hell. I feel like I've gravitated toward really corny songs.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like cheesy romantic lyrics.
It's very it's very like, I'm so devoted to you, which I think is, one of the big reasons they were so appealing. They because balanced out, all the kind of like the dance upbeat tracks, the mid-tempo tracks with more smooth, like, I'm devoted to you and I'll follow you anywhere. Because
like, I mean, I'm gonna compare them throughout this whole episode, but Backstreet Boys were more like the romantic, like suave guys, but NSYNC was more of like more daring.
They were edgier,
like, edgy.
For sure, for sure.
So I guess it kind of depends on what you were interested in at the time, like which one you gravitated to the most.
Also, Backstreet Boys, I'm not gonna lie, they were just better at harmonizing. So this
definitely, because they had guys, a majority of their group could actually sing, and NSYNC it was only JT and JC. So
I mean, Chris could kind of sing.
Chris had a moment in Drive Myself Crazy.
Yes, that was his shining moment.
That was his only moment.
That first verse, I was like, sing it, Chris.
Slay my life, Chris, with this song.
Yeah, that's true.
But like Joey had like a rap moment on Celebrity, but like Lance, I don't think Lance ever sung.
Yeah, Lance didn't. He maybe like sung a little.
That doesn't count. But like I love NSYNC, but it's just JT and JC, they were the singers.
Yeah, it was a little imbalanced.
Yeah,
in terms
but Backstreet
of,
Boys, like they could all sing.
They could, for sure.
Yeah, that was like their they had like a 1-up with NSYNC on that. I'll give them that. Next up is Hey Mr. DJ.
Hey Mr. DJ.
This is a catchy ass song.
That's so good.
People need to know more about this song because I feel like it's one of their more underrated tracks.
It's very underrated. Yeah. It was probably like, I would say this is like their swaggiest song on the album.
Yeah, it had some urban flow to it.
It was edgier.
Yeah. I'll Never Break Your Heart. This is such like I always wondered, I'm gonna look this up because I feel like this track was made for Boyz II Men. And then maybe they didn't want it. And they're like,
it's funny because I feel like this is definitely the one song that kind of brought out the Boyz II Men side of them, because they were, I thought of them as kind of a mix between New Kids and Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
More New Kids than Boyz II Men, but this was like Kevin's moment where he was like,
hey,
he's like, baby, you thought you could never love again, and all I ask. I was like, oh my god,
he's getting. I mean, he used that deep voice, right? For a reason. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I'm like attracted to you or I feel a little uncomfortable. Right? I thought this was a good karaoke song, kind of.
Oh yeah, definitely, like a good sing-along moment.
Yeah. This was the only single of theirs that I think didn't make it into top 10, which is surprising because I always thought this was like.
Look this up right now.
I thought that's what I read, but
let's see.
I always thought this was on par with their other early singles.
You know, maybe because this was a more mature song per se, so probably
that's true.
It did better on like, adult
this
contemporary.
one was dramatic as hell. They were all like, I'd rather die than live without. I was like, oh my god, that's like really intense.
You're right. Yeah, it peaked at number 35 on the Billboard.
Like 35 is so
that's low, especially with all their other tracks. Yeah, I'm sure that it got more play on like adult radio than
Right. They got a lot of singles out of this album though.
Oh, for sure. They had 6, which is
that's a lot.
A lot of people they don't do that. I
feel
nowadays.
4 is like the usual.
Like yeah, definitely. Next up is Darlin'.
Did you like this song?
I'm trying to remember this song.
Okay, my point exactly. Okay, so this song I like, but and I appreciate the soulfulness. This is one of the few tracks.
I just listened to this freaking album. How did I forget
it's not song? The thing is, there's no like real hook to it. It kind of just like
goes.
It just goes, and it's like it's fine. But you wouldn't like, oh, let me pull up Darlin', But I appreciate it showed some versatility. It is like a mad deep cut, and most people do not remember this.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? Okay,
moving on.
Get Down. You're the One for Me, featuring Tony Katura. I don't remember this either.
I love it. Get down, and move it all around.
Oh, that's the song. Okay.
And had like a rap breakdown.
That's what it is. All right.
You're
that's a good song.
You're my ecstasy. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. No, I love the singing. It's so on point. Set Adrift on Memory Bliss. That is a cover.
Yes.
And I like that they didn't sing it like the original. Like they put their own twist to it, which I appreciated.
They slowed it down a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this album is just full of a lot of slow jams.
I wish I had appreciated this song a little more, but I think at the time, because I was like 8 years old, I didn't really make the connection that it's a cover of a song.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That song also sampled True, and there were many layers to it.
Yeah, but now we know that we're grown. And lastly, if you want it to be a good girl, get yourself a bad boy. That's so naughty.
Did you like this song? I feel like this song's polarizing.
It's all right. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't like play it. If I'm listening to the album, I would probably not play the last song.
Right.
Yeah, I'll skip
this song, I don't know. I think it's just for nostalgia factor I liked it at the time, but it's kind of a mess. This is kind of a hot mess. Like Nick's like, if you want it to be good, get yourself a bad boy.
His mouse voice is
like his voice crazy. Is so high. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he hit puberty on this album. I think it was the second album that he hit.
And I think he thought he was being like really like hardcore and
like,
aggressive.
If you don't stop, like, what are you doing, Nicholas? But
oh God.
Looking back, like this album, let's see the creds right now. It sold over 14 million copies to date. It is 14 times platinum, which is a lot of people can't even say they have that at this current moment in time. But how do you think that like it held up over, it's been 20 years?
I think the singles held over really well. There's some tracks obviously didn't hold over well, but I think overall the album fared well over time, just because I feel like Max Martin's sound is so prevalent, like more so on, I guess, on Millennium, because he produced more songs on that one, and like he always sounds very current to me.
Oh, for sure.
I just, that album, I think it came at the right time, because early 90s there was that like weird grunge phase.
Oh yeah,
where like New Kids, their peak kind of like plateaued. Yeah,
because they weren't really like fully pop. They had like a little bit of like hip hop into it and stuff. But I think definitely when Backstreet Boys came, they were like, okay, we're bringing like that pop edge right now.
Right.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a breakthrough moment for music.
For sure. Yeah. And they were definitely, the first of that era. So they really, kickstarted this whole new era.
That's so true. Because after that, it was the NSYNCs, the 90 Degrees, the LFOs.
Yeah. Oh, LFO. Yeah.
All the
you name it, we were fans.
Yes. Oh my God, what a time. But I think definitely the singles made more of an overall impact, because you could hear these songs to this day and you're still going to sing along. You're still going to be like, oh, I remember the first time, I heard it, and they still have a nostalgic factor to it.
Right.
But I think as a whole, I think Millennium had a bigger impact than the debut album.
Definitely.
And actually, let's talk about the other albums. I think Millennium's definitely my favorite. That was one of the albums that I bought. My parents gave me money and I bought it myself.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah. And
I think by then CDs were more prevalent.
Yeah, you could actually go to like
so that one I had it on a CD and not on a janky ass cassette tape. So I could actually just hit the back button and re-listen.
Right, it was just a lot easier for our lives. But Millennium is, I think, definitely their best. I want to say it's their best album. Collectively,
that's
as
fair.
A whole. It was such a big moment in time, like we were talking about with the TRL craze, and they were touring all over the world.
I remember when millions. Of course we all ran home to watch TRL, right? And they just were the reigning number ones with I Want It That Way, that video.
For weeks.
Like I think everyone knows what that video is. Like if you've never seen that video and you're in your like 20s, I don't know where you were. Right? Like, I don't know what the hell you were doing after school.
Sleeping that whole year.
That's what I'm saying. That it's like iconic, and it's not even. I mean, the video is not. It's just like they're in an airplane hangar. But like as soon as you hear the opening guitar strummings,
you are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right.
What were your favorite cuts off that album?
Oh, let's get into it because I have a lot. I love Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. I think I've talked about it like 3 times during this episode. I love Don't Want You Back.
I love that song.
That is
Cosign girl.
Jam. That is a jam.
Don't want you back. Dun, dun,
you were
dun,
just a pretty face.
So good.
But how you
that was a lot of AJ. I see what you did there.
Yeah. That's why he's my guy, because he could carry a song like that,
Yeah. Definitely.
I have a soft spot for It's Gotta Be You.
I love that.
It's so Europop. I love it. Spanish Eyes is a good one.
I love that one too. Yeah.
And
I liked.
What else?
I guess these two are very similar, but I liked No One Else Comes Close.
Oh yeah, that's
and
a good
Don't
song.
Want to Lose You Now. But they're also they're both very similar. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Larger Than Life. That's an iconic one too.
I didn't love that one. I think it was too intense for me.
I mean, they were kind of screaming at you. Like, Bride was like, "Oh, you people, can't you see?
And then the very beginning, it's the song starts with and I'm like, okay,
like my eardrums.
Yeah, that was not my favorite.
It was a moment though.
I mean, I'll listen to it if it comes on, but
And then, so that came out in 1999, the turn of the millennium. And then they released Black and Blue after that. And I think it was after Black and Blue, like with The Call and Shape of My Heart, my appreciation for Backstreet Boys kind of fell down.
Completely.
So I was like, well.
Shape of My Heart is one of my favorite Backstreet Boys songs.
Oh, it's a beautiful written song. It's a great song. But
I liked Get Another Boyfriend. The Call was okay. But yeah, after that, like, it was
just
all the albums after that, like Never Gone, Unbreakable. I don't know what the hell is on those albums.
This Is Us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it keeps going. In a World Like This.
They kept going. I'm like, I don't know what is on this shit.
In a World Like This was their last album into 2013. But it's like, this is why I think I appreciate NSYNC, because they knew when to stop. Because they're like, okay, JT wants to do his solo thing.
Right.
JC is trying to figure out his life. We don't know what the other boys are doing, but let's stop it here.
They really only put out three albums and then 4 including the Christmas one, right?
And I think I tweeted this today. I was like, NSYNC only put out 3 albums, but they're all better, in my opinion, than Backstreet Boys. And it's like, I think Backstreet Boys has 9 albums, but it's like they're not all memorable. It's just 9? Like their first 3. Yeah.
Does that include the hits album?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that 25 track.
They should have stopped after Black and Blue for sure.
Definitely. And maybe, I mean, I know Nick did a solo album.
Oh, okay. I actually like Nick's solo shit.
Yeah.
Like Help Me was cool, and a couple tracks on there.
Did anyone else go solo? Was it just Nick? I don't remember.
I think it was just Nick.
Yeah. I mean, he had that, cute boy appeal. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I think definitely NSYNC had a one-up where they're like, okay, after Celebrity, let's just do our own thing, and it worked.
Right. I mean, Kevin had enough after a while.
Kevin was like, listen, I got kids to take care of.
Let me dip.
Like, I don't have time for this. And what else should we talk about? Oh wait, yeah, let me quiz you real quick.
Oh no,
are you ready?
I'm not good at pop quizzes.
It's gonna be so easy. I got off BuzzFeed. Like, BuzzFeed's quizzes aren't that crazy. Shout out to BuzzFeed though. I love your quizzes, by the way. All right. First question. I mean, this is easy. What was their debut album called?
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing good.
So far. What year did Backstreet Boys actually form?
93.
Okay. Look at you. 2 for 2. Which member left the band in 2006?
Kevin.
Yeah.
I was like, 06. That feels so long ago.
Right?
But he was the only one who officially left.
Yeah. Finish this lyric. Baby, baby. Oh, I can't sing it. Baby, baby, the love that we had was so
strong.
Boom. So let me hang in here forever.
Oh, baby, baby. This is not
right. Let's stop this tonight. Dun, 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 dun. The piano comes through. Oh my God. Classic moments. What was the name of the band's first album after their 2-year hiatus in the early 2000s?
Black and Blue.
I'll give you the options.
Wait, oh, okay.
Unbreakable, Never Gone, or This Is Us.
Oh, Never Gone.
Yeah. Boom. That was our comeback album. Who's
I don't remember.
I didn't know that either. Who's the youngest member of the Backstreet Boys?
Nick Carter.
That was an easy one. Which members of the band are actually cousins in real life?
Kevin and Brian.
Yeah. You're doing so good.
They're from Lexington, Kentucky, and they were in a choir together.
Oh my God.
You're like, all right, too much, girl, too much.
You know a lot. Okay. All right. Which song are these lyrics from? Every little thing that you have said and done feels like it's deep within me.
Feels like it's deep within. As long as you love me. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there.
No, you got it. You got it. I'm just making sure I keep track of your answers. Okay. True or false? Backstreet Boys are the best-selling boy band of all time.
True.
Yeah.
But they didn't break NSYNC's one-day record of 1.3 million for No Strings Attached. Thank you.
Hey, I mean, you got to get those receipts, girl.
Yep. I went on that first day too. I was like, mother.
Really? You weren't playing games.
Went on that first day. I got the CD.
Oh, man. What an era. What an era. All right. What has been the band's best-selling album to this day?
Millennium.
Yay. I think you're getting all these right, actually.
I am, actually.
What the hell? I thought it was going to be harder. Okay. Finish these lyrics. What's this so easy? We just talked about, no, I'm not going to say this one. I'm original.
Oh, yeah.
The only one. Yeah. Am I
sexual?
Yeah. Which band member is known as the best dancer of the group?
AJ.
Howie.
Really?
That's what BuzzFeed says. It says Howie is the only one of the group to have studied dance professionally. But you said AJ did ballet. Maybe they're wrong.
Guess professional. I don't know what professionally means.
I don't know.
Like
I'll
in
read that later.
Freaking dance troupe or something. I don't know.
Which of these songs from Black and Blue was not released as a single? The Call, Get Another Boyfriend, or More Than That?
Get Another Boyfriend.
Yeah. Which BSB member made a cameo in a 2002 episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Let me give you the options.
Yeah.
All right. Is either Nick, Kevin, or Howie?
Kevin?
Nope. It was Howie.
Oh, I'm getting all the Howie questions wrong. I'm sorry, Howie.
I mean, no one cares about Howie, but that's where you're getting it wrong. But what is the official anniversary date of the band? April 20th, April 26th, or April 1st?
April 20th?
Yeah, what the hell? That was so... How do you know that?
I didn't.
Oh.
I knew it wasn't April 1st, though.
Okay.
That date just didn't ring any sort of bell.
So. So Brian joined the group on April 20th, 1993. So that date has since been used as their anniversary.
Oh, right. He was the last member since he was doing his thing at like SeaWorld or some shit.
Yeah. What band did they release a joint compilation album with before going on a world tour?
New Kids.
Yeah. And last question. To this date, how many albums does the band have? I said it earlier. If you're paying attention.
Including the hits album? I guess 9. Well, you said, hold on, let me see. Okay,
yeah,
so
it was
Backstreet Boys, Millennium, Black and Blue, Never Gone, Unbreakable, This Is Us, the really long one about In This World, blah, 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 with the ellipses.
Yeah.
And then the hits album.
Hits. And then what was
That's 8.
Yeah, but it was actually 9. That answer is 9. But what was the other one?
What was the last one?
Backstreet Boys. Millennium, Black and Blue.
Are they talking about the international version?
I guess, because they said 9 was the right answer.
Because international of the first album is Everybody, or Backstreet
Back.
Boys, Everybody. Yeah, Backstreet's Back or something.
Yeah. Well, you got 15 out of 17 right.
Yay!
You're the biggest
Wow,
fan
they really are. I mean, the ones I got wrong really were the Howie ones.
Yeah, and it's funny because guess what the GIF is for the winner? It's Howie.
I liked Howie though. Oh, I feel bad.
Poor Howie. But yeah, that was it for Backstreet Boys.
The biggest fan. That's actually a really great song on Millennium. Yeah. It's a closer.
That is, yeah. Wait, no, it's a Perfect Fan.
Perfect Fan.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's a great song.
You're right.
But yeah. Oh my God, this was so much fun.
This was. Oh.
The thing is, I was a little nervous because I was like, well, I love NSYNC, but how can I do Backstreet Boys justice? But I feel like we did a good job.
I was comparing the two, like, numbers wise, and for some reason I thought that they sold either the same or around the same, or maybe, well, no, I guess I didn't think NSYNC would sell more, but NSYNC I think sold 10 million versus 14 million, which is still like,
it's still great. It's still great. Yeah, I mean, they're always competing since the beginning of their careers, so.
It's funny because they actually mention NSYNC in the Backstreet Boys documentary on Netflix.
Really? What'd they say?
Very briefly. They were saying how, here we are, making all this bank, and we were, on top of the world. And then before you knew it, Lou was, putting together this other boy band. And then before you knew it, any show, any gig that we couldn't make, NSYNC was right there, in our footsteps, doing everything we couldn't do. I was like, oh, because when they were both popular, people were hyping up oh, they're like competing against each other, or like they copied and that would trigger me.
Yeah,
I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean they copied? But like at the time, I actually didn't know all the like the background, the backstory. I didn't know that they were actually created as like not a carbon copy, but you know, as like sort of competition.
I mean, it makes sense. And they Luke Herman will do that, so
right, because he's a snake.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, they really did create them just to, you know, put more, you know, action in the market and to really, you know, stir things up with these fangirls. And it worked.
It did. And we're here to this day still talking about them.
It's still, I love how BSB versus NSYNC still triggers.
Right?
Us.
No, people get
like, people will get into it.
It is a thing.
Like people like come into your mentions. I'm like, I wasn't even talking to you.
I know. I always like spark drama, like boy band drama on Twitter. It's so funny. But yeah, congrats guys on 20 years, which is crazy.
And then I guess in 2 years it will be millennium.
Oh my gosh. Man.
Next year will be 98 Degrees and Rising.
Oh my gosh.
It will be 20 years.
Oh my God. Give me just one night. Una Noche.
That's a different album, girl.
Is it?
That's on the third album.
Oh wait, you're right.
This is the one that had I Do, The Hardest Thing.
Oh, okay.
Because of You.
No, you're right.
This was their come up. Their first album had like Invisible Man or something.
Yeah, Invisible Man. That
album
really
was like
well. I think their second album was like their
their peak.
Debut. Yeah. So now we're going to get into the songs of the week.
Yeah. So this is literally any song during that era.
Any song from like the 90s, early 2000s. Any genre, doesn't matter.
Okay.
But
is this what we're actually bumping?
Like anything that speaks to your soul, or like if you're listening on Spotify.
Okay.
But yeah, I always let my co-host go first.
All right.
What do you got?
Well, since today is Whitney's birthday, I was thinking of another album other than Backstreet Boys that I listened to a lot growing up, even though I had never seen the movie at the time because I was 3 when it came out.
Yeah.
The Bodyguard soundtrack was huge for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing how you feel connected to an album with, you know, that's technically a soundtrack.
Yeah.
But she released separate singles just solely from that album that were some of her biggest hits. So I guess my song of the week is I Have Nothing, which was probably my favorite on that album.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Whitney. Rest in peace.
We miss you.
We miss you.
I always pick obscure songs, but I was choosing between two because I want to stick with the boy band theme. And I don't know if you remember the band Five.
I know exactly what. Is this like When the Lights Go Out? Girl, I listened to this morning as I was getting ready. I kid you not.
I love you for that
Great
so much.
Minds.
Yes.
Because I was thinking like, I think I was listening to it because a couple of the tracks on Backstreet Boys kind of reminded me of that like wah, wah, like, you know, like kind of electro dance sounding
definitely
vibes. So I was like, oh, let me pull up Five because that's like, I mean, I think they had like a couple other songs, but
this was like
nowhere near as popular.
Hit,
right. It didn't like come over stateside as well as this song did.
Yeah.
So
When the Lights
Go Out. This was my shit.
Yes, it still is a jam. Like I still listen to it all the time.
But you have to listen to the US version because the other one has that weird intro. And I'm like, what is this shit?
No, we're not doing this.
It's not like
right
that twinkly, like, you know, I don't need that extra.
But yeah, US version is a classic. If you guys do not know Five, I mean, I have a Spotify playlist where I put all these classic songs in, but you guys need to get your life because When the Lights Go Out is such a great track.
I can't believe I listened to that this morning. So funny. That's hilarious. Such a good song.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So it's like your first Besterday episode.
First Besterday, yeah.
How does it feel?
No, it feels great. It was so much fun to talk about, you know, something that was such a big part of, you know, my love for Top 40 growing up and something that really, you know, just jump started my obsession with boy bands. So it also just makes me feel mad freaking old.
Oh my gosh, I know. I mean, I'm only 25, but I still feel like, oh my God, I'm getting old.
Yeah. I mean, because it's just an era that you can't really explain the feelings of, to people
especially
who
with like the younger generation. I kind of feel for them because they don't have what we had, like that like rush of excitement of running to the CD store and like getting Britney's album.
I feel like the fan experience was much more immersive in the 90s.
Because like, I mean, we didn't have Twitter.
You couldn't connect to your artist without actually watching linear programming.
Exactly.
You had to run to the store to buy the actual album. You had to join physical fan clubs where you send in money.
Or you had to buy like the accompanying VHS tapes to see like the behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, like everything was, and like for you to buy those, obviously you had to save up money. You had to be committed to purchasing those items. You wouldn't just, it's not like now you're like, oh, I guess I'll like download this song.
Or like get it, watch it on
YouTube.
Right.
Everything's so fleeting now, and like you don't have to commit to anything. Whereas like then, if you were a fan, you were a fan.
You were so dedicated.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I like can't remember being that committed to it.
Right.
I was like, I'm not shit, but when I was 8 or 9, I knew what my life was about. So,
oh man, they were really the glory days. I do miss it sometimes. You know, I think they were a little bit, you know, less stressful. I mean, now that we're grown adults, but it's still fun to look back on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, hashtag Besterday on Twitter and Instagram, and definitely follow myself, Bianca and Rogue, on Twitter, and I'll let them know your Twitter handle again.
Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
3 A's, people. Don't forget the 3 A's.
3 A's.
Well, yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Yay.
Right, bye.
Bye, y'all.